teams, though, really need wins this week. The Steelers dropped last week to the Bengals. They only led for 3 minutes in 57 seconds in that game. And the Colts were on their way to a Week 11 win, but they blew a fourth quarter lead to the Eagles, lost by 1. And this Monday Night Football game is between two of the worst offenses right now, stats-wise, in the NFL. They have good players, but the Steelers averaging 17 points per game, which is 28th in the league, and the Colts are averaging 15.7 points per game in the league, which is second to last. Tank, is this a good under spot?
I mean, you would think so, but at the same time, the Pittsburgh Steelers scored 30 points against the Bengals last week.
Yeah.
And Najee Harris has been running the ball more effectively over the past couple of weeks. George Pickens just continued to make plays, and my man Kenny Pickett isn't scared to throw the ball downfield to him. So if you can get up some splash plays here and there against opposing defenses, then that makes, your opportunities to score just go up. And so that's the thing. They just need to be able to finish and score more touchdowns and field goals. Now, do we feel confident that they can do that consistently? I don't think so. And then when you look at it from the flip side, you have the Colts who've been running the ball well as of late. But you still have Matt Ryan at quarterback. He's your best option at quarterback, but he's been turnover prone this year. And the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, they have TJ Watt back. And if you give a quarterback some instant pressure, either off the outside or up the middle, they can do some really dumb things with the football. So is there a fairly good chance that Matt Ryan does some pretty dumb things with the football with TJ Watt coming at his neck on a consistent basis? Possibly. So when you look at all those things, I would say that the Pittsburgh Steelers scoring 30 points against the Bengals is an anomaly. That's nothing that I would depend on.
Yeah.
And looking at both of these teams, how they've been playing consistently sluggish on offense, the under looks right to me, 39.5. I don't know who wins this game, but I feel pretty comfortable in it going under 39.5.
Yeah, this Steelers-Colts matchup is not going to be necessarily what we used to get back in the day between Manning and Roethlisberger, right? This time we have Pickett and Matt Ryan, which we're all looking forward to for a Monday Night Football matchup, Jared. But who do you think takes this one? Do you think Indy gets their second win under Jeff Saturday?
Ooh. I mean, they're supposed to, right? The odds say they are. Is this the biggest age gap of any quarterback matchup this week? Whoever the Bucs are facing, but Brissett's kind of old, so maybe not. This is what Pickett against Ryan in his late 30s. This is almost like a 15-year age gap here. I love the age gap handicap. That's always big. No, Tank nailed this. So the top of my notes: Colts O-line trending up. Braden Smith didn't allow pressure against the Eagles, which is impressive. But then the next line is TJ Watt will give him his toughest test of the season at right tackle. Like that is going to be a matchup to watch. And if again unnamed offensive linemen that, played their best game of the year, good for you against an Eagles pass rush. And that's important. But I think this is going to be a much tougher test. Now, the Steelers offensive line's been pretty stable this year in front of Pickett, and I guess in front of Trubisky early in the year. All 5 starters have played in all 10 games. You've had the same, 5 O-linemen all 10 games. And I think that kind of speaks to where this offense is trending towards. They're starting to run the ball a little better. Najee Harris, you start to hey, Najee, you might get benched if you don't start running well. Oh, there you go. All of a sudden, Najee Harris playing really well.
Motivation is a hell of a drug. Hell yeah.
There it is. Motivation, baby. And then you see the development of the relationship between Pickett and Pickens, and I love the direction that that's going. This is a Steelers team that I think is trending in a direction where they might be a live dog in some spots in the second half of the year in a division that is historically tight. And Mike Tomlin, who is a historically good head coach, this is a Steelers team that underachieved the first half, and now you're starting to see them play better. Yeah, they're not going to score 30 again this week. The total's 39.5 for crying out loud. But I could absolutely see them playing better than in our minds maybe we think. And I think the first game for Mr. Saturday, I don't want to say it was an anomaly, but you're starting to see a little bit of regression last week. We didn't quite see that spark that we saw in game 1. And my guess is like a tide that goes in and then the regression of the wave comes out. And I think eventually you'll start to see this Colts team play a little more down than they did in that first game. Like, I don't think we're going to see that same level of effort and focus that we saw in Jeff Saturday's first game. So I would lean Pittsburgh here, especially if you're getting 3. And it's 2.5 most of the spots in the market. I saw a couple threes pop up, but at 3, I absolutely would favor the Steelers in a low total game.